Alright, next topic में चलते हैं आज हम, that is bond characteristics. We had done kind of bonds जिसको हम लोगों ने covalent bonds बताया था, और covalent bonds कैसे बनता है? They are formed by sharing of electrons, right? Now in case of covalent bond, there are certain characteristics जो कि एक covalent bond को explain करते हैं. Okay, so for example, the first one which we are going to discuss over here, it is the bond length. Bond length. So bond length, that is equivalent to the radii which we had discussed before. We had discussed three types of radii. One was the covalent radii, the other one was the van der Waals radii, and we had also discussed the ionic radii. ठीक है? So covalent, the bond length over here corresponds to the radius. And if you remember, we had said that radius of any atom, it is the average distance between the two nuclei of an overlapping atoms. ठीक है? जैसे for example, if we are taking two atoms like this, then the radius of this will be half of this. Okay? But when we are talking of the bond length, then what is going to be bond length? Bond length, that is going to be this entire distance. ठीक है? So the distance AB, that is going to be bond length. और bond length को हम लोग measure करते हैं in terms of Armstrong. 1 Armstrong which is equal to 10 raised to power minus 10 meters, or 1 picometer which is equal to 10 raised to power minus 12 meters, or 1 nanometer which is equal to 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. So these are the units in which you are going to measure the bond length. Okay. Now when talking of bond length, we say that the bond lengths, they are measured by either X-ray diffraction studies, ठीक है, or by spectroscopical studies. So these are the two methods by which we are going to measure the bond length. जो bond length होता है, that depends upon what? Bond length factors we can write down, factors on which bond length depend. It will depend upon number one, size of the atom. ठीक है? So हम लोग बोलते हैं larger the size of the atom, larger is going to be the bond length. Because अगर साइज सर्कल का साइज बड़ा होता रहेगा, because हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि जो एटम है that is spherical in nature. So if the size of the sphere that is going to increase, so in that case the bond length will also increase. So we can say that bond length is size of the atom is directly proportional to bond length. Larger the size, larger is going to be the bond length. An example which we can take over here is when we talking of the bond length between hydrogen and hydrogen, it is 0.74 Armstrong. ठीक है? पर अगर यही हम लोग C और H के बीच में फाइंड करें, तो साइज कार्बन का जो है that has increased, the bond length becomes 1.09 Armstrong. And if we have the bond length between carbon and chlorine, again the size that is going to increase over here, the bond length also increases to 1.77 Armstrong. ठीक है? So this is the first factor on which bond length is going to depend. Second factor on which bond length depends is multiplicity of the bonds. मल्टीप्लिसिटी का मतलब क्या हुआ कि जैसे जैसे नंबर ऑफ बॉन्ड्स बिटवीन द टू एटम्स इट इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज, द बॉन्ड लेंथ दैट इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज. सो इफ मल्टीप्लिसिटी इज मोर, बॉन्ड लेंथ इज गोइंग टू बी लेस. सो वी कैन से दैट मल्टीप्लिसिटी इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू बॉन्ड लेंथ. ओके, सो व्हाई दिस इज हैपनिंग? बिकॉज सिंगल बॉन्ड जो होता है उसमें फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन आर गोइंग टू बी लेस. So वो बहुत ज्यादा कस के एक दूसरे को नहीं पकड़ते. As a result, bond length that is going to be more. If there is a double bond present, the forces of attraction will increase and they will hold the atoms closer to each other and the bond length will decrease. And if there is a triple bond present, forces of attraction will still be greater, and the two atoms, they will be bound again more attractively or with more force, and the bond length that is going to decrease. So what do we say over here? If we are talking of a single bond, the bond length in case of single bond, that is going to be maximum. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद आ गया double bond, and the shortest bond length is for triple bond. जैसे for example, if we are taking carbon and carbon, okay, in case of carbon and carbon, the bond length that is going to be maximum, right? फिर उसके बाद C double bond C, and finally shortest bond length is between C triple bond C, right? Then the third factor is the bond length of a polar bond. This is very important. Bond length of a polar bond is smaller than non-polar bond. We had discussed the other day what is polar and non-polar. So we are saying that polar bond की जो bond length है, that is going to be smaller. Why? Because in polar bond the forces of attraction are going to be electrostatic. ठीक है, क्योंकि ionic bond बन जाता है. It's kind of there's a dipole which is created. There is partial positive charge and partial negative charge. So the forces of attraction are going to increase. तो अगर forces of attraction increase हो जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? Bond length that is going to decrease. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद bond length is also affected by resonance and hyperconjugation. Bond length also depends upon resonance and hyperconjugation. This we will discuss in organic chemistry, but just for a general idea, in case of resonance, like if you're talking of say benzene, we see that in benzene there is alternate single and double bonds which are present. ठीक है? So इसमें जो bond length होनी चाहिए, that should be of a double bond and a single bond. अगर ये वाला डबल बॉन्ड है तो इसकी बॉन्ड लेंथ अलग होनी चाहिए, ये सिंगल बॉन्ड है इसकी बॉन्ड लेंथ अलग होनी चाहिए, फिर इसकी इसके जैसी होनी चाहिए और इसकी इसके जैसी होनी चाहिए. That is what should happen. But it is seen that all the bond length in case of benzene, they are of equal lengths. That is because this pi electron cloud which is present in benzene, that keeps on shifting, rotating, delocalizing. Okay, so because of this delocalization over here, now what will happen? यहाँ पे single bond था, यहाँ पे double bond हो गया. So it cannot happen कि the bond length changes. The bond length cannot change. So there is an average bond length which is given, which is affected by resonance. Okay, and hyperconjugation also shows a similar kind of effect. Hyperconjugation is no bond resonance, so that will also show a similar kind of effect. Both these topics we will discuss in detail in organic chemistry. Okay, so this is the bond length. Then second what we have is bond energy or bond strengths. Second we have bond energy or bond strengths. What do we understand by bond energy or bond strengths? It is the energy required to break 1 mole of bonds of same kind. 1 mole of bonds of same kind. ठीक है? So this is what bond energy is. This is also known as bond dissociation energy. ठीक है? Now when looking at bond dissociation energy, we can explain it by this, that if there is two hydrogens, which this is a molecule of hydrogen which is present, then it is going to get dissociated into two atoms. ठीक है? And we say that delta H over here, that is equal to 436 kilojoules, per mole, which means that 436 kilojoules of energy is required to break 1 mole of bonds of hydrogen into its respective atoms. Okay? Similarly, if we have chlorine, this is going to break into 2 atoms of chlorine, and delta H for this is 242 kilojoules per mole, right? And if we are taking HCl, it is going to break into H plus Cl, and delta H for this, that is equal to 431 kilojoules per mole, right? Now what can we see over here when we are looking at the data of the 3 bonds? The size of hydrogen, that is small. Okay, so the bond energy for breaking of hydrogen molecule, that is quite high, 436. But when the size of the atom, that is increasing, chlorine is a bigger atom than hydrogen. When the size of atom is increasing, you can see that the bond dissociation energy, that is decreasing. So if you are looking at factors at which the bond dissociation energy depends, the first factor, that is bond length. So we are saying as the bond length is increasing, bond dissociation energy, that is going to decrease. So bond length is inversely proportional to bond dissociation energy. Okay? Greater the bond length, lesser is going to be the bond dissociation energy, and smaller the bond length, greater is going to be the bond dissociation energy. Then second, it will depend upon bond multiplicity. Bond multiplicity means that we are saying greater the number of bonds between 2 atoms, greater is going to be the bond dissociation energy, so it is directly proportional. It means that when we are talking of single bond, to break a single bond, least bond dissociation energy is required than a double bond than a triple bond. राइट? सो सिंगल बॉन्ड की सबसे कम, उससे ज्यादा डबल बॉन्ड की, और उससे ज्यादा जो बॉन्ड डिसोसिएशन एनर्जी हमको चाहिए, दैट इज फॉर दिस. Right? Now the bond dissociation energy, it will also depend, as we saw in that, the bond dissociation energy also depends upon resonance. Right? Greater the resonating structures, more is going to be the bond dissociation energy. Greater the resonating structures, more is going to be bond dissociation energy. Then bond dissociation energy also depends upon lone pair of electrons. So we say that bond dissociation energy increases with decrease in lone pair of electrons. Bond dissociation energy decreases with increase in lone pair of electrons. ठीक है? Why this is happening? This is because of electrostatic repulsions which are going to take place between the lone pair of electrons. Okay, so we are taking 3 molecules over here. We have CH4, then we have NH3, and we have water. So bond dissociation energy is going to increase with decrease in lone pair of electrons. So the bond dissociation energy for CH4, that is going to be maximum. This is how it is going to depend upon the lone pair of electrons. Right? Then we have another very, very important factor over here. Number 5. Bond dissociation energy is less for homolytic fission than both these terms over here. When we're talking of homolytic fission means that whenever a covalent bond breaks, covalent bond that is formed of two electrons, sharing of two electrons, let's say this is how we can represent, right? Sharing of these electrons are taking place. In case of homolytic fission, fission means breaking. The breaking of the bond is going to take place from here, as a result of which one electron remains with one species and the other electron goes to other species. So homo means same kind of fission. Both the species will take one electron each. But in case of heterolytic fission, what happens is ki if this is the molecule, then the fission is going to take place from here, as a result of which A does not get any electrons, so A is going to get a positive charge, and B takes away both the electrons and this is going to get a negative charge. So homolytic fission is going to have less bond dissociation energy than for heterolytic fission, right? Now when we are talking of hybridization, in case of hybridization, we say that the bond dissociation energy follows the following order. S की bond dissociation energy सबसे कम होती है, ओके, S ऑर्बिटल की, फिर उसके बाद P की, फिर उससे ज्यादा Sp की, उससे ज्यादा Sp2 की, और सबसे ज्यादा bond dissociation energy that is going to be of Sp3. So this is how the bond dissociation energy that is going to increase. Clear हो गया? Okay. Then the third characteristic which we are going to do, that is bond angle. Third one is bond angle. Now what is bond angle? Angle between the two adjacent atoms surrounding the central atom. That is the bond angle. ठीक है? जैसे for example, if you're talking of a molecule like this, we have already started this in VSEPR theory. If this is the molecule, then this is going to be the bond angle, right? Or if we're talking of any compound which has this kind of structure, then this is going to be the bond angle. Okay, so it is the angle which is formed by any two adjacent species surrounding a central atom, that is going to be the bond angle. Okay, now when we're talking of bond angle, what are the factors which are going to affect the bond angle? The first factor, that is hybridization. In case of hybridization, it is seen that bond angle decreases with decrease in S character. With increase in S character. So when we are talking of sp3, the S character that is going to be equal to how much? 25. Right? So in this the S character is 25%. So the bond angle that is going to be 109.5 degrees. Right? So जैसे जैसे हाइब्रिडाइजेशन बढ़ती चली जाएगी, वैसे वैसे मतलब जैसे जैसे S कैरेक्टर कम बढ़ता चला जाएगा, वैसे वैसे ही बॉन्ड एंगल भी बढ़ता चला जाएगा. Right? So in this case sp3 we have 25%, sp2, what is going to be the bond angle over here? 37%. ठीक है? In this case, the bond angle is 120, and then we have sp. S character is 50%, and the bond angle that is 180 degrees. So as the S character increases, the bond angle is also going to increase. The second factor, lone pair repulsion. We know that according to VSEPR theory, the maximum repulsion is between lone pair and lone pair. फिर उसके बाद lone pair and bond pair, और फिर उसके बाद bond pair and bond pair. Right? Now over here, lone pair repulsion में हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे कि जितनी ज्यादा lone pair repulsion होगी, उतना उतना ही bond angle is going to be smaller, right? So in this case we can say that the order of bond angle that is going to be maximum bond angle in bonded pairs, ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद bond angle in lone pair bond pair, और फिर उसके बाद bond angle in lone pair. Okay, so यहाँ पे bond pair, जैसे for example we can take the example of CH4, all bonded pairs are present, so the bond angle that is 109.5 degrees. In case of lone pair and bond pair, we can take the example of NH3. There is going to be only one lone pair over here. The bond angle is 106. ठीक है? And in case of lone pair, we can take the example of water. Where the bond, where this thing is, bond angle is 104.5. So as the lone pair increases, the bond angle that is going to decrease. So lone pair repulsion is inversely proportional to bond angle. Right? फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास आ जाता है electronegativity. So all these trends you have to remember for your questions. Okay? Now when we talking of electronegativity over here, we say that if the electronegativity of the central atom decreases, if the electronegativity of central atom decreases, bond angle also decreases. Bond angle decreases. This we can explain taking the same example over here. Carbon is the least electronegative when we talking of central atoms. So यहाँ पे CH4 में carbon is the central atom, इसमें अमोनिया में नाइट्रोजन is the central atom, और हाइड्रोजन में ऑक्सीजन is the central atom. Oxygen is most electronegative, तो उसका bond angle जो है वो सबसे कम है, right? So if the central atom decreases, electronegativity of the central atom decreases, bond angle is also going to decrease. ठीक है? Now this example may not be appropriate because we are taking into account lone pair repulsions over here. But if we are taking, say, let's take the electronegativity in case of what example can you take over here in which there is no lone pair present? If there is no lone pair present, so you can think of some example over here just पे electronegativity difference is there. Okay, let's think of some example and we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay, फिर उसके बाद we are saying that in case the central atom remains the same, the second factor is in case the central atom that remains the same, the bond angle increases with decrease in electronegativity. Bond angle increases with decrease in electronegativity. So if the central atom that remains the same, then bond angle that is going to increase with decrease in electronegativity of the surrounding atoms. Of the surrounding atoms. ठीक है? Clear हो गया? फिर उसके बाद last which we are going to do, that is bond order. Let's go on to bond order. The fourth characteristic, bond order. Now bond order क्या हुआ? Bond order is the number of bonds bonds between two atoms. Between two atoms. ठीक है? जैसे for example, if we are talking of hydrogen and hydrogen, there is a signal bond between two. So the bond order in this case, that is taken to be 1. Right? Then if we are looking at oxygen, oxygen has O double bond O. So the bond order, that is going to be 2. And when we are looking at nitrogen, nitrogen has a triple bond. So the bond order in this case, that is going to be equal to 3. Okay. Now when we are talking of isoelectronic species, what are isoelectronic species? Isoelectronic species are those which have the same number of electrons, right? Which have the same number of electrons. So any species which is having the same number of electrons, they will have the same bond order. Isoelectronic species, they are going to have the same bond order. For example, if we are taking any 18 electron system, like for example, we have fluorine and O2 2 negative. The number of electrons in fluorine, 9 electrons in 1, so 9 2s are 18. 18 electrons. उसी तरह से O2 2 negative में 2 into 8 16, 16 plus 2 18 electrons. So all those 18 electron systems, they are going to have a bond order of 1. This you have to remember. Don't take into consideration hydrogen over here. The bigger molecules we are talking of. Isoelectronic species having, because you will get a question ki predict the bond order of the following species, right? So bond order आप कैसे calculate कर सकते हो या कैसे predict कर सकते हो? All those having 18 electrons, they all will have bond order 1, right? And all those 16 electron systems, for example, oxygen, they all are going to have a bond order of 2, right? Then all those having 14 electron system, 14 electron system, for example, we have N2, CO, right? And also NO positive. You can calculate the number of electrons. Nitrogen will have 7 2s are 14. Carbon has 6. Oxygen has 8. 8 plus 6 14. And over here nitrogen is going to have 7. 7 and oxygen will have 8. 7 and 8 is 15 minus 1. That is again 14. So all the 14 electron systems, they are going to have a bond order of 2. Right? So you have to remember this figure. 18 electrons, bond order 1. 16 electrons, bond order 2, and 14 electrons, bond order 3. Okay? So with this we finish the bond characteristics. In the next lecture we will start with molecular orbital